worry about it. Just say whatever you want to say. Why do you?
What's up, YouTube?
No, that's not.
It's my favorite tagline.
What's up,
Is your
YouTube?
favorite tagline? Is that no? I think Corn has to do it with his like
Okay,
fancy Singaporean accent.
start over again.
What
Why
up,
not?
YouTube?
All right. You want to kick it off,
Yeah.
Rush?
Whatever. What episode is this? Oh, 23. Wow, we are really, doing the numbers. All right. So since I've done all my yelling yesterday, I think I'm gonna spare my co-host from the yelling today, which is kind of nice. And Tyler told me specifically. He said, and I quote. I'm gonna pull out his message. Be nice to Ant today. He needs a break after last night. Lol. That's what he said. So I'm gonna respect his wishes. I'm gonna be nice to Anthony. Welcome to Audio Discourse 80 Podcasts, episode 23. Today I am doing my obligated shilling for Linsoul. We are reviewing the Thieaudio, Monarch, and Clairvoyance. For the idiots who haven't realized that Thieaudio is Linsoul's own brand, and this is their brand new.
It's actually not new anymore.
Oh, it's not new anymore.
The Legacy 5 is the new one.
It's the old new. It's the old new. Okay, the Legacy 5. Fine. I know. I'm not. Sorry, I'm not. Up to date with my Chi-Fi, Anthony. Thank you for correcting me, Chi-Fi man. They're all new, but it's still their flagship, right? The L5 isn't more expensive, right?
No, it's not their flagship either. the Voyager 14 is their $1,000 flagship 14BA driver.
Wait, what the? Okay, damn, that's awkward. But you know what? I can safe to say it is their best IEM, probably for the rest of Thieaudio forever until they decide to do that again. But no, this is.
So as you can see, we have no preparation for this at all.
No, I prepped. No. I mean, dude, okay. How about this? I have never heard any of the Thieaudio stuff, nor do I care. And these two IEMs are the first one I've heard because I only care about those two. The other ones does not pique my interest, so I don't give a shit about it. So how about this? Let's restart. Welcome to episode 23 of the 80 podcast. Today we are reviewing the only two Thieaudio IEM I give a shit about. The rest of them is probably hot garbage and wasting your money. And today I'm doing my shilling for Linsoul. If you didn't know, Thieaudio is Linsoul's own brand, which for the most part is not really worth your money. But these two, you can find out later how maybe they're pretty good. I mean spoilers alert. Too long to read. They're pretty fucking good. So yeah, just buy it. Whatever. Yeah, this will be the end of the podcast. Bye guys. So these two are. As much as Lillian doesn't like people talking about it, they did not. These two IEMs are kind of a collaboration. I don't know how to want to put it. It's like kind of like a secret collaboration. It's like an open secret collaboration with a friend of the server, friend of the show, broken heart Korean man John Park. There you go. That docs. So pretty much, I don't know, like. We're going to review the IEMs this week, and we're going to have him on next week. So, on with the reviews. Today, I have with me my usual suspects, my two co-hosts, my two Singaporean co-hosts, and my other North American show co-hosts. How are you guys doing today?
What's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
Shut the fuck up, no. Ken, you better not say the same thing, please. Say something else. And he doesn't say anything. You're very quiet, Ken. And fix it.
I'm trying to, but
you're not doing a very good job.
Is he even talking? I don't think he's talking.
He is, but he's not making any noises. Well, live troubleshooting, guys. Please, give us a moment because
Can the live audience hear me?
Yes.
Am I clear to them?
Yes, there you go. Oh my god. Somebody did something and it worked. Magic. I'm gonna call it magic. Okay, so how about this? They're all What's the driver configuration again, Anthony?
Um,
It's something. It's a driver.
DD,
It's
a bunch of VAs, and a couple ESTs.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks. You're supposed to be the Chai 5 man here. Come on, man. But yeah, it's a driver. It's got a bunch of drivers in them. It's kind of nice. I like it. So I think the first question is that, for my co-host is that, Clairvoyance is obviously the better IEM of the two, right?
No.
You're wrong.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you, Corn. You're right.
That's the right
Ken,
answer.
What about you?
Well, it depends to me.
Ken, what about you? What's the better of the two?
They're really close. I rank them the same actually.
No, you can't. No, you gotta pick a favorite. Come on, man.
Depends what you're listening to.
Okay, you got two balls, right? You gotta cut one off. Which one do you have to cut off? That's my leftover.
I would take the Monarch personally, if I had to choose.
I think it's down to preference.
Yeah.
I think it's down to preference.
Totally.
Take them on. Yeah.
He likes
take the
space.
Monarch, Ken? Obviously, you're wrong, Ken. Okay, so let me tell you why you guys are wrong. I think the Clairvoyance work with more music than it's more it's a tuning that people can get used to more versus the Monarch. I feel like because we're talking about the tuning, right? And I'm not very well versed in anything when it comes to audio. I feel like what do you call it, like the bass shelf, right? Like when the Monarch is at 150 hertz. Like the drop off is so steep. It feels like that makes the sub bass feels super elevated. And when you're listening, it's fine if you're listening to regular music, as in anything that's other than electronic music. I feel like if you listen to electronic music on Monarch, when the EDMs or anything like electronic music have a excessive amount of sub bass, it's really a lot. While I feel like when the Clairvoyants have the same amount of sub bass, it doesn't have that giant contrast between the mid bass and sub that you really don't feel like it's super overwhelming. That's my honestly that's my only dig against a Monarch versus Clairvoyance.
Too much sub bass?
No, too much contrast. It's not my favorite word, unbalanced. As I like to describe things. This is not my favorite word, unbalanced.
It's a new meme word.
I can agree with that.
It's my new...
I can agree with that.
It's I know it sounds nothing alike, but a lot of times the sub bass, just because it has so much sub bass, it really does remind me a little bit of the NA demo, the A64, the Audio 64 NA demo. It has that quantity of sub bass, which is nice, but it can be overwhelming at times.
Yes, I agree.
So why don't you like the Clairvoyance then?
No, I like the Clairvoyance. I like the Clairvoyance.
Yeah, but okay,
the only thing I don't like, it depends on what I listen to. I listen to all types of genres, so
yeah, whatever.
So it really depends. The Monarch I do like because it has better instrument separation, a little bit better clarity, and that has sub bass, and I like sub bass. The Clairvoyance has if you look at the graph, it actually has very similar, I guess, sub bass rise from the mids, but because it has more mid bass, you don't hear that. You don't hear the sub bass emphasis as much, so it's way smoother.
Yeah.
And more natural sounding.
Yeah. So what Anthony's saying is that since he's a boomer, he needs that cleaner sound because his ear cannot really separate the resolution that's from a tuning perspective versus a technical resolution from a technical perspective. Is that what you're trying to say, Anthony?
No, it just works better with some genres versus others.
Okay, boomer. Speaking of the boomer, let's move on to the other boomer. So other boomer, Ken, why do you like the Monarch more than the Clairvoyance?
I like the earlier Pina pick, so the Monarch works better for me. A little bit more brilliance. Technicality wise, I think it's a tad more resolving. I do get more bass. The bass texture of it's not that great. So I had a discussion with Con, and we just think that it's just a whatever DD, you know.
Yeah. And Corn.
Personally, I prefer the Clairvoyance.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, because I mean it is more balanced tonally for me, where I felt that the Monarch was a bit shouty sometimes. Like on a graph comparison, I mean just on graph, um the the Monarch has a bit of a more 1 to 3k kind of presence, I guess, whereas the Clairvoyance is a bit more relaxed in that region. So perhaps it's that 1.3k that makes the Monarch. It sounds a little shouty for me, a little honky sometimes.
It is.
No, you're you should no. Okay, you were doing so good until that point, Corn. I don't know what. Okay.
Yeah, I was referring to the Monarch.
Yeah,
I know,
Yeah.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, but
But you know what? The
both
only thing I prefer, the only thing. Shut up, Ken. Shut up. I'm talking.
wait,
okay?
what?
Okay.
Wait, I'm not done yet.
No, you're not. You're done now. You're done. Okay. Shut up, Ken. The only thing I prefer, the only reason like I would prefer the Monarch over the Clairvoyance, I feel like is because of that base shelf and that very aggressive Pina game. I really feel like that's the only reason I prefer it because of the female vocal sounds very.
It's too much.
Corn would say shouty. I would say clear.
No, it's too much.
I do prefer the female vocal on the Monarch and yeah. No, you're too much, Anthony. Okay, go Ken, go. It's your time.
Yeah, so
Say whatever you want to say.
you get more bass with the clairvoyance, so that well, the shoutiness is lesser, right? With the lower mids, what do you call that? Not recessed, you know, in a way. Whereas the emphasis of the sub bass on the Monarch really brings out the lack of texture in the DD bass. It's just like the bass in general, the lack of texture, which Colin and I
Yeah.
attributed to the just low quality DD.
I think that's honestly my biggest criticism of this Trigrid lineup is because when I just got it from Anthony, and shout out to Anthony because he sent it to me very late, and I only got like about 2 days to listen to these. So yeah, take that as you will. I feel like
you're doing a 2-week podcast on this. You'll be fine.
Well, yeah, but whatever. But like when I just got it, I really haven't been listening to my IEMs recently, just because everybody's stuck at home, so there's really no reason to, have IEMs on. So I've been like just having headphones, so I didn't really like have any. I really kind of forgot about how like things should sound. And like when I got it, I just put on the Monarch and the Clairvoyance. I'm like, oh wow, they're actually pretty good. And when I just had them, when I tried them first, I was really contemplating on buying one of them for.
The hell? This isn't Rush. Who are you?
I know, right?
What the?
I was no. I mean,
Wow.
I
Wow.
would like it. I was thinking. No, sorry, my bad. I was contemplating on stealing one of them. Okay, does that sound like me now? Okay, I was contemplating on stealing one of them for myself. And make up some story about how John Park talked shit about my waifu. I'm gonna keep one of them. Just keep them hostage. Whatever. But no, I was contemplating on having one of them. With whatever mean that necessary, and I was like, yeah, it's probably not bad with the bass is nice. It definitely sounds really pleasant. I was like, when I hear the Clairvoyance, it sounds really good. And then I was like, oh yeah, whatever. It's time to start A/Bing them, and so I put on my Z1R, and I'm like, oh, it's not really that great, isn't it? Like honestly, like it's. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's pretty bad. Like the base texture is like, I don't know what DD they use, but I think it's the biggest downfall because, again, it's a little bit unfair to compare to Z1R, which costs twice as much, but at the same time, the contrast between the texture of the Clairvoyance and Monarch versus Z1R is a little bit too much. I feel like, But you know what? If you never heard Z1R, you wouldn't even notice. So there's that. So I guess ignorance is bliss there. I don't know. Yeah. Anything else to say about the bass texture? I don't know what you guys think. Because I'm happy with almost everything else about it, but the bass texture is, um, I don't want to say subpar, but like it's not to the level I would like it to be. How about that?
Your favorite Tanchim Oxygen has way better bass texture. Simple as that.
It sounds soft. You know what? It's I don't like the soft bass. I know how about this. I think if you and I do understand that some people who are retarded prefer that presentation of the lower range. Probably I can think if you like the LX, you will probably like that kind of texture. You know, that sounds like soft and like boomy from the market. Or if you like the 12T, you'll probably like that kind of bass texture because it just sounds. It has a lot of quantity, but it doesn't really have any substance to it.
If I recall, this is maybe a question for next week, but I believe when it was tuned by JP, I think the couple of the BAs also work in that bass region too. So it's a mix of dynamic and balance armature.
Yeah, but like the bass shelf is so low that you when you hit the sub bass, it sounded very muffled. It sounds like I don't know. It doesn't have that
It's a fun tuning.
that texture.
The control
Yeah.
texture,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't have that texture to it. Like it doesn't have that like. It sounds very blurry, like the bass. That's probably a
Yeah.
exaggeration. But it does sound like the bass is like definitely. I think like people love like people buying a hybrid. They want good bass, right? That's what they wanted from the DD. But I think the biggest shortcoming of these hybrids are the fact that it lacks the bass texture. But then again, that comes from us having very high. So if you're retarded and you don't know what good bass is, you probably think they're good. There's that. But I know better, so they're pretty.
On at this discussion about like, hey, like the first thing I noticed was the bass texture. I'm like, hey, Con, do you think the bass texture is, and he's like, yeah, I noticed that a bit, and yeah, I was saying like, hey, is it the BA together with the DD that's why it's giving it? It's like, hey, BA usually is tight, they are tight and they give maybe not wild bass, but they're tight bass. So because of that, we think that the DD contributes to the poor texture, and if the BAs were not together with the DD, it will be completely garbage bass because the DD just cannot handle any resolution at all in the first place, probably.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like these IEMs have such potential, and again like. And not from a technical perspective, but from a business perspective, I almost wish they're more expensive. Like I almost wish they use better drivers and just to give, like I feel like if the bass was better, like I feel like not like Z1R better, but like just like they're just like comparable within it. Like how it is if you just like if your bass is as good as like a $1,000 DDIM, I'm very willing to pay like 1.5 or 1.2 grand for it. Like but like it just it's really the deal breaker for me. Like I really wish it was more expensive, and I really wish the bass texture was better because like it's not. It's if you like bass, this is not it. Like I'll talk about this. If you like bass quantity, this is a very pleasant tuning of the bass quantity. But if you like bass quality, this is not it, unfortunately. Which this is their first tribrid. Tribrid? Yeah, this is their first tribrid. So hopefully, if JP will bless us with their next generation, hopefully he'll do better next time. Better luck next time.
If you compare it to under 1K IEMs, what would you, in terms of just the bass, how would you rank it?
Okay, how about this? I'm gonna deal with shilling right now, and I don't do that very often. I think if Linsoul again, marketing era, and I think they can charge $1,000 for these. honestly, if they do, they will still be comparable to all the $1,000 hybrids or hybrids or anything you have. How about this? Name a hybrid that's better. That's under $1,000. I bet you cannot.
There aren't
So
that many good hybrids.
That's thing. That's
And
thing,
all the
right?
good ones are
I feel
expensive.
like-
Yeah.
and I feel like they are, as tri-fis do, they are cornering the mid-fi hybrid market with these two IEMs. So when you are buying these two IEMs, you just have to ask yourself, how much is $700 worth to you? Not to buy these IEMs. So if you're buying the Monarch, which, you know, when I got these IEMs, for the longest time I thought the Monarch was $800, and the Clairvoyance was like $750 or $730 or something. Turns out the Monarch's like what, $730, and the Clairvoyance was like $700.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they're a lot cheaper than I thought. And you know what? I think that... Go ahead. You want to say something?
I'm saying I was actually really surprised at the pricing because
yeah, they're really cheap where they are.
they're not their flag. They have flagship specs, I guess,
Oh,
but they're
okay,
not.
no.
But they're not flagship. I mean, I'm talking about just the Thieaudio lineup. Like the
Right,
V14
right,
is
yeah.
$1,000. Like you said, you thought these were flagships.
Yeah,
when you
I really do. 'Cause
when you throw ESTs on it, like every EST IEM starts at least 1,000, if not more, because the EST driver itself is a couple $100. So
I mean, yeah, I
I'm
think
a
the
little
pricing.
surprised.
But you know, let's just can you cut out this part when you link the podcast to Lillian? We don't need her to charge more money for just keep it consumer friendly. You know what? I think it's a very, like, how about this? Without having her to raise the price, I think this price point is super aggressive. I think it's a very aggressive price point that defines what IEMs within that, like, $700, $800, like the way sub $1,000 price point. And even if you compare like less than $1,000, I can't really think too many IEMs that's better than them. Even like just a full BA lineup.
M9.
And yes, that's what I was gonna say. I think these are the M9 of hybrids. As I said, they are now the baseline, the definitive IEMs to have as the mid-fi hybrids.
Oh, Kryn is saying blessing.
Yeah, just skip the
gonna-
M9. Just buy this instead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna shit talk Kryn a little bit.
I did have my blessing 2 back. It's actually still pretty good. It's just a little shouty.
Jeez.
Well,
Critical.
bless shouty. What are you talking about, man?
Kryn, I am honored to have you listening to the. I don't know. He doesn't really. I don't know what he's doing today, but you know, thank you, Kryn, for gracing us with your time. But I do enjoy the fact that Thieaudio hire the fearless engineers to do their own brand, and they collaborated with John Park and stole your tuning, Critical, and made a better IEM than your Dawn with the correct configuration and being half the price.
Feels bad, man.
You know what? I did not look at the graph first. I put on the Clairvoyance. I'm like, you know what that reminds me of? Because I knew they hire engineers out of Fearless before, and I knew that how the tuning was supposed to be because Colin and John JP talked about it on the Discord. So I kind of knew that it's close to Critical's tuning. And then I listened to it, I was like, wow, this reminds me of Critical's IEM from Fearless. And I was like, wow, this does not have any of the problem that the Dawn had. And I looked at the graph and like, wow, they are literally the same IEM with the correct configuration, without the shitty BA base, without the shitty staging issue, and it costing literally half the price. I gotta give it up to the Chinese people for stealing their own IEMs, because that is just okay. So if anything, that this proves my point that intellectual property hinders progress, because Thea just did a better version of Critical's IEM than Critical can do himself. So yeah, whatever you want to say about that.
Kryn responded, that was the point. Claire wouldn't exist without the Dawn.
Thank you, Critical, for bringing us the superior IEM, which you did not obviously get a cut of that from, which is quite unfortunate. And you can kick yourself on the foot because intellectual property does not exist in China. Congratulations, you really draw the short straw this time. I'm sorry, Kryn. But yeah, but like I not to talk shit about Kryn's IEM, right? Because at its release, I think Don is a very well-tuned IEM, and when I talked to him about it, that's like literally our first episode. I said like, well, you know, anything you like, the Dawn is a great IEM. Like anything you could have done to the Dawn, you did great with it. But what falls short is Fearless being cuck of engineers, and pretty much, I'm gonna talk to JP next week and find out how much hand he had on the Clairvoyance and Monarch. But I feel like he had a little bit more of a say in terms of like the drivers and whatnot. So I think he did a. So yes. JP is a better collaborator than Critical. As of now, I'm gonna give JP that award to make a better hybrid with the right driver configuration with very literally the same tuning.
Man, I can't wait for Torque 6 and Torque 9 to come out, and then there's gonna be a battle.
69, huh?
What?
Oh, a Torque 6 and Torque 9.
Or Andromeda.
Well, yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons I love, like, cause one of the thing I give Kryn shit for is because like his IEM isn't the right driver configuration, and Clairvoyance is, so I do really like that tuning. But now that they just need to fix that bass, please, and it does really like, you know, turn me on to that style of tuning, because like the relatively flat in the mid range really is really good, and the Pina gain is definitely nice compared to the other Chi-Fi that we talked about last week. Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week, huh? But yeah,
Didn't we talk about Sony last week?
No, we did not talk about Sony last week. We're gonna ignore that.
Rush, you're saying it's like it's a good price. I guess like for people who do not know better for bass texture.
Okay, that's a bad
into...
word. Ken, that's not politically correct. Come on.
Okay,
you can't say they don't know better. Come on, that's not you. You're hurting people's feelings.
This is coming from you.
You should have said that. If you are poor, if you're a poor faggot.
No, not like that. Not like this. No. Because like if they have not heard like good, you know, stuff in a live concert or like good bass.
If you never had Z1R, you will never care how it has bad texture. How about that?
I agree.
I was listening to the Clairvoyance all morning. I did not care. I did not care how it has bad texture. Okay. Until I put on my Z1R again, I was like, oh, this is how bass is supposed to sound like. Whoops.
Yeah. Well, for me, knowing how this was designed and comparing it to the Viento, because this is supposed to be kind of like a, I guess, tribrid of a Viento. At least the Monarch is. Coming from a Viento, the bass sounded quite nice compared to like a, you know, all BA. You know, bass texture and bass layering. I mean, it was a
so
nice
Anthony
improvement.
didn't know better, so he thinks it's very okay with it. That's why he loves it.
But then, you know, I stick on the Neo or the Mest, and it's not in the same level.
It's not even close. Not even close. So far away.
You know what? Since you like that comparison so much, and since you're a professional Mest chill now, I would take the Monarch. Actually, you know what? Maybe not. I would take the Clairvoyance over the Mest. I can give you that because the bass texture is definitively worse than the UMS. But I think the tuning, like, I am not a tuning above technicality person, but I think at this point the UMS is so fucking cucked in its tuning. I would literally take the Clairvoyance over the Mess because it's tuned by Critical. I'm gonna give Critical the credit here. It's tuned by Critical, copied by JP. It's honestly a very pleasant tuning. If you take anything out of this podcast, it's because if you like Crin or hate Crin, the guy can tune an IEM, just can't really put the driver configuration together, obviously, which is unfortunate. Yeah, the tuning is really, really fucking good, and I don't know how much the ESC play in the part with this, but it definitely doesn't sound any more special than the BA treble, so which is already a plus because most company does not know how to utilize the Sony and ESC driver, so it sounded like a hybrid, and it's very good tuning. That's all I like. That's the biggest show I will ever give to Linsoul, probably. Yeah.
You talk about price, yeah. Well, at that price point, there's really nothing much other than M9. Then
I don't care about the price. Honestly, I don't care. I wish it was more expensive. I wish they would use more quality products. Something instead of fucking. How about this? Imagine this, right? Imagine if you use a Fostech DD instead of some whatever the fuck they use on that thing.
So let's show this out, right? Okay. So base texture, the rest of the co-hosts, M9 being BA, U12T, being BA, Dawn whatever, and
whatever.
MEST DD base, right? Like Raj thinks that this hybrid base is better. What do you guys think?
You know what? Honestly, I would prefer the VX base over the Clairvoyance base. That's how soft it sounds. It sounds really muffled. I honestly prefer my BA base over it. Again, I haven't heard M9 in a while, but yeah, it's not.
Raj, that was my point. So okay, you answered it. Okay, Con, what do you think?
Well, Korn hates DD base. Why would you ask?
I think a good thing about the Mess is that the bass to me sounds like, I don't know, I describe it as a bit bouncy sounding. Whereas with the Clairvoyance as well as the Monarch, it is a bit plain bread. It is okay, it gets the job done, but it's not impressive or anything. Whereas Mess still does have a more, I guess, fun response that captures my attention better. So I do prefer the Mess over the Clairvoyance and the Monarch.
Korn, are you getting a free Mess as well from Leo?
No, see, I'm saying I prefer the bass response of the Mess.
That's a yes or no question. That's a yes or no. Are you getting a free Mess as well? Am I the only person that's not
getting
a free Mess?
No, I'm not.
I feel really left out because everybody got a free IEM and it's geez, do I have to steal something here?
I'll send you the mini Mess if you want it.
I really don't because they're fucking awful. I do like my Pina.
But in terms of Pina gain, I do prefer the Clairvoyance a lot more than Mess.
That's expected. What about BA base? Talk about like U12T, any of the BA base. Do you think it's like
U12T? That shit is awful.
Okay, BX, whatever. Okay, any BA base that you think that is better than this base?
Violet. Let's say Violet.
You haven't even listened to
Violet is way better.
That's BA base. That's BA base. That's but you know what? Violet has the same elevation when compared to Monarch, right? Is it more? Does Violet even more?
Oh, it's a lot more.
Yeah, I would say a lot has got to do with the base shelf, where it starts, and how are the lower mids bloated? Yeah, it does really matter a lot in the texture as well.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing. I think Colin really hit the point there. I feel like the other thing about the Monarch's tuning is that the base shelf is so low. The contrast really makes you focus on the lack of substance in the DD bass in Monarch.
It's a quantity thing for sure.
It's not about how long it is, it's about how you use it, right, Anthony?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that it's overwhelming.
It's not about how long it is, it's about how you use it.
But
And I know some people who are a little bit more shallow than we are, who enjoys quantity more than quality. You know, then you're just a basic bitch. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so well, other than Violet, right? So like Violet is definitely way better, and well, you have not heard Violet, so it's not a easy for you to visualize. Con, what about any other BA that you think is better?
How does you hate VX? Is the VX base better than the Monarch and Clairvoyance?
I would say it's worse.
I
Which
hate
is
you
worse?
so much. Con.
I'm sorry.
which one's worse, the VX or the?
Okay,
sorry.
Con, what else? What
Are
about
you
you
sure
tell
UM
yeah.
is not paying you?
U12T, I'll put it on the same level, I guess.
Okay, how about craft your craft 6?
Oh man, stop there, you know it, baby.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Crapper's got his waifu on his place. You like it a little bit too much.
Yeah, so okay, craft 6 base is definitely better. I definitely have to say that. I mean, you guys have
Yeah,
not
but
heard it,
like in
but I've
terms
heard
of
it.
mid range and treble, it does fall short of compared
You
to
know what
the
the
Claire.
Clairvoyance reminds me of? It reminds me of the Fifth Year Air 2. And the whole time when I listen to it, I think if it has the Fostech DD on the Air 2, I think it would just be an amazing IEM.
Well, but it's
So-
split year, so it always sucks. So
I mean, you just need that DD, man. I just come on. Linsoul, if you're listening, please do a special version of the Clairvoyance. With I don't know how you're gonna get a Fostech DD. Just use whatever underhanded chi-fi tactic that you guys use. I don't know what the fuck. Just go steal some Fostech DDs and put them in your private place. Cause these DDs are whatever the fuck you're getting them from, probably from Blown. They're not doing it, man. Like, it's just awful.
Yeah. So Con, you done? Then we can let Anthony say his piece.
sure.
Okay, Anthony, say your
Yeah.
piece.
How many times is Rush gonna interrupt me during this?
Every time you say the word UM or messed.
Why do I hear sadness in your voice? And
I got beat up by Rush yesterday already. So
I honestly.
I think today
so
he's
for
beating
the
up Ken
record-
more, so that's fine.
No, fuck you, Anthony. You're a fucking piece of shit whore.
You are not listening to Tyler.
Fuck, I can't stop myself.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
can't.
like it's like a domestic abuse. And obviously I do not advocate domestic abuse. Obviously, I'm the husband in this relationship. Anthony's like, oh, don't hit me, please. And I'm just like fucking beating the shit out of Anthony.
All
Like
right.
not literally, like virtually. But yeah. If you haven't watched that show yesterday, people, I know it's hard to. I'm interrupting you again, Anthony. Sorry.
See,
I'm showing my previous podcast. If you haven't got enough of me, like if once a week Rush is not enough for you, I did do a different podcast with Tyler yesterday. That's too spicy for people. I think that would be my word for that. But yeah, go ahead, Anthony. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead. I call Anthony a whore for about 30 minutes on that podcast I did with Tyler. So yeah, you can look forward to that. Go ahead, Anthony.
what are we talking about?
You being a whore, yes.
You know, you answering the same questions that I asked Con.
He did not.
Oh, do I like BA base or more?
No,
Oh,
like which base then? How about
what
you
other-
had the M9, you had the M9, and you had them both. And I'm gonna interrupt Ken because I like doing that.
And me
How about
too.
compare the M9 base with Clairvoyance / Monarch? Which one would you prefer?
I think that's a tough one. I think they're about the same.
Not a tough one. But they're like tuned so differently though.
Yeah, but they have their pros and cons.
Yes, but this is a review show. You're supposed to tell them what the pros.
Well,
I know you're being a little bit retarded when you're not talking about a company that does not pay you directly. So
Con. M9. You didn't say M9. Maybe you say M9 and then and can continue.
as in, what about M9?
Like how is M9 base over the twins?
They can't compare, man. It's obviously like worse. As in,
Okay.
M9 base is worse. It's a bit too warm for me. It's a bit too bloated.
yeah.
Okay.
That's, yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's
M9
hard for me.
cancelled.
Yeah, it's hard for me to compare because it is warm. But I don't feel like the M9 space is that good, and I don't know. I think I would probably
yeah.
take the Clairvoyance and Monarch
Like
too.
that's why I asked what BA base that you think are better than the twins.
I think I personally would
Actually-
go up to probably
Yeah.
the VX and U12T level. And I haven't
They're
heard
not
the
that
pilot,
good.
so
No.
So that makes my point that BA base can be better than these twins.
Well,
Yeah.
come on, but like, dude, those are the BA base that.
but
cost
they
really
are
about-
three
Because
times.
it's a lot
three
about
times the
tuning,
price.
right? So there's a lot of like mediocre BA bass. There's a lot of mediocre DD bass out there.
I think it
So
depends on what you prefer, right? I think it depends on what you prefer. If people prefer the texture more than the quantity, then you. So if you are a gentleman of fine taste, who values quality in the fine things, like the fine things in life, you values quality over quantity. You probably prefer the more texture based from a BA versus the pure quantity of the twins, as Ken would like to put it.
It's like
Right.
so
But
so
not-
for you want me? Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No,
You can interrupt me.
for me, I feel like if you're using BAs for bass, you need to put a bigger shelf on it, and if you are using dynamics, you should put a lower shelf. But that's just my personal preference.
As much as I like to say, I like to disagree with you. I think you're right.
Because because I think when you put the same shelf on a dynamic as you normally would for a BA, I feel like you're gonna overbloat the dynamic driver.
Here's the talking shit about Critical time, right? If Critical is still watching, yeah, that base shelf on his BA IEM, yeah, not very nice. But yeah, it's still nice though. Like honestly, it's still nice. But honestly, I feel like JP really perfected his recipe by putting a DD on there. It's definitely very, very pleasant. If people who I would like to say that for however much price, however much money that you want to spend on an IEM, the Clairvoyance is definitely a very pleasant IEM to listen to. I think.
Why is Rush shilling anything that's not actually
something's
skill?
wrong today.
No, no. I think it's pleasant. I think it's pleasant. I think it's really pleasant. That's the same thing I said about Critical's IEM. So if you want to say I'm shilling, like, no, I think the tuning is lovely. Oh, somebody's gone.
I do think the tuning is good. Don't
It's
get me wrong.
that's literally like right. That's the only. Oh, and Corn's back. Welcome back, Corn.
Oh, sorry.
he had
That's
to-
a bit. Yeah.
No, like I do believe the tuning is like top notch. I think whatever John Park did to copy Critical's tuning is definitely really fucking good, right? But like, here's my dig, right? I'm not a fucking like sound, like I'm not a tuning person. I don't care for the most part. I really don't care about sound signature. I feel like I can get used to those type of sound signature, like whether it be like FW10K or like I think the FW10K is pleasant. I think the 4SS is pleasant, and it has the FW10K has so much peanut gain, and the 4SS has no peanut gain. I find them both pleasant. I don't care about tuning, right? For the most part, I care more about technicality. So I'm gonna say this: if you care more about tuning over technicality, I think the Clairvoyance is great. But holy shit, the bass texture is fucking god awful. Like it really, it's honestly a deal breaker for me. And you know what? As Ken like to put it, name a better hybrid that's under $1,000. Well, can't really, because there's really not that many hybrids at that price range. So it's not good because it's good. It's good because it's lack of competition. So take that as you will. That's as real as it is. Like I'm not shilling it. It's just what it is. Tuning's nice, but bass is awful. But
I agree.
But awful compared to what? Awful compared to $2,000 IEMs, I guess. But that's.
You have to pay double. You have to pay double the price to get the next best thing.
Yeah. So like, well, not the next best thing, but like I'm saying that, if like I am a person who's like, you should set a I'm not telling you to spend double the money. If your budget is sub $1,000 and you want DD bass, unfortunately for you, unfortunately as the fact that you're poor, unfortunately for you, you poor fucker, this is the best you can afford. I'm not gonna tell you to spend more because because you're poor. That's not my problem, And unfortunately for me, I'm not. So I don't have these mid-fi IEMs. That was a little bit aggressive.
Okay, let Anne finish the second part of my question. Yes.
Sorry, my bad. That was a little bit too much.
I'm gonna mute Rush for a little bit here.
You should really do that. I'm gonna start drinking.
Let's how about we start talking about something other than just the bass, since we spent
Okay.
40 minutes
No,
on
no,
bass.
you finish just the last part.
You finish,
last part
and,
of
you finish
the
and,
question.
and then you can segue. How about you're the host now? I'm
Okay.
not talking.
What was the question?
Second part, like MEST, right?
Well, MEST is not BA based, is that so? You're changing the subject?
I'm talking about the next up DD base, and
Oh.
since we were talking
Yeah,
MEST
the next.
and
Yeah, I
Con
mean,
about
I think
MEST.
I think for a hybrid, if you're gonna go, the next best thing would be probably the MEST, or I don't know. I don't like the Z1R, but I'm seeing the Z1R. But those are double the price. So, what you get with like the MEST is significantly better bass texture.
I'm pretty sure. Pay my UN. What? Oh, sorry.
What the fuck?
Sounds like you're dying, man.
I am. I'm sorry, coughing a little bit harder because you're shelling a little bit too hard.
Yes, Ed,
That's the sound of
finish.
you choking on Leo's dick, by the way.
Um,
Sorry,
Go on,
sorry.
Ed.
Promise not to interrupt you, my bad. I couldn't stop myself.
what was I talking
Go
about
ahead.
again?
You were shelling the UMS.
Well, the MEST is good. I still think, like, personally, like, if you double the price, if you compare it to like the Solaris 2020 or the regular one, I think they're comparable
Ouch.
in quality.
That's harsh.
But that said, I do like some things about like the Solaris 2020 over like the Clairvoyance and Monarch. I think it does a little bit better imaging and stuff like that. But I don't know. For me, the Clairvoyance and Monarch are really hard to beat at its price. Like nothing really even comes close to it, and that's including the Blessing too. I think. I know a lot of people on that chat are loving the Blessing too, but I think these are better. These are better.
Better than Black. Yes.
And since you like to factor in your price so much, they are literally twice the price of the Blessing too. So
Yeah.
there's that.
I mean, we're talking basically in double the price of each of these categories, but those are the picks at each category essentially. I think personally, like my personal preference, I'm changing the subject a little bit, is if I had the Monarch low range and the Clairvoyance treble, like 1K above, I guess that would be like a preference for me.
I don't know why. I don't know how you can be so wrong all the time. I would have the Clairvoyance base, and then I would have the Monarch 1K and above.
I like sub
Yes. That sounds about right. Rush, I agree. This is what I like.
And you know what? You just got outvoted because you're just a dirty show. So I'm right. No, I know I'm right.
What about Con? What about Con? I think Con may agree with N.
I agree about what?
No.
He likes the Clairvoyance. No, he likes the Clairvoyance.
Yeah, I like Clairvoyance.
There you go. See, win.
No, I'm saying I like the Monarch bass and the Clairvoyance mids and treble.
Yeah, and I like the Clairvoyance bass and Monarch's mids and treble.
I like Clairvoyance everything.
Okay, so I agree, and you're just wrong, Anthony, and Corn is half right. You know what? If you are a weeaboo, and I am, so people who are listening who are weeaboos, I do believe. Okay, so Anthony, get ready to mute me, so I don't have to show Chi-Fi a little bit too much.
Oh, this is perfect.
Man,
I'm gonna raise your volume.
Don't, please don't. No. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do this. This is the one and only time I'm gonna say this. I don't want to say.
Just say it.
The only thing. Jeez. Fuck.
Let me raise your volume.
The only thing. No. The only thing I prefer. God damn it. God fucking damn it. God fucking damn it. The only thing I would. The only thing. God, I hate myself.
It is sitting right.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say, right? The only thing I prefer the Clairvoyance over the VX.
Wow. I like how this is going.
Is its presentation in the vocal, not the resolution, but just its tuning. The only reason, like I do believe, not Columbus. No, sorry, my bad. I do believe, just in a tuning perspective, and this will be the last time I will ever say this. In a tuning perspective, I think the Monarch, in the upper mid range, have the superior mid range tuning to VX.
I think you mean everything.
Shut the fuck up, Horn. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut the fuck up.
This is my favorite episode now.
No, you know what? And Corn hate that little hump. And Corn hates that hump, right? You said it on your Odin whatever. You hate that little hump on the Monarch, right? From 1K to 2.5, right? And you call it shouty, right? And I think it really gives the female vocal a lot of clarity and aggressiveness. So for a lot of like weeaboo tuning, it really puts that vocal really forward. And I feel like, just in terms of tuning, I really do like the bass tuning with the Clairvoyance, and with the Pina gain on the Monarch. I honestly think that is a very pleasant tuning. Anthony,
You know, you could just say that the Clairvoyance is just better than the VX, and no one will laugh at you or anything.
Corn, I know we have seen each other once, and I was being a very nice person to you when we first met. I will remember that when we meet the second time. And yeah, probably wouldn't be so nice. Probably have to buy me a little bit more than 97 cents green tea. No, you know what? Not to be like, no. I think that's the. I think like I'm not a person to read graphs, and I'm not a very technical person, and I'm not gonna tell you that, oh, I read a graph and know what it sounds like. And I think I do prefer that type of vocal tuning. I think it sounds very aggressive to Corn, because he's a bitch. But I do like that aggressiveness from the female. I do like that like little hump from 1K to that peaks 10 dBs in 2.5. I think that's really nice. I honestly prefer it over the VX in terms of tuning. Second time I've said it. But everything else, hot garbage. So yeah, whatever. I still look.
What do you mean hot garbage?
No, I wouldn't. I still prefer the VX bass over the Clairvoyance and the Monarch, and I still prefer the VX treble. So yeah, there's that. Whatever. And the resolution, like, it doesn't even compare. And I'm not. And again, I'm gonna say it the third time. I'm not a tuning person, but I can acknowledge the fact that the Monarch have a superior tuning in that one spot. That's the third time I've said it. No more, okay? QDC, no more. Okay. I'm not shitting on QDC anymore. I'm done. Okay, jeez. That was hard to get out of my face.
Saying it right, you know, like you talk about like the focus presentation, the mix, of course, like, you know, one may prefer one of the twins over the other, you know, vice versa. But yeah, I think that the tuning is really it really gives a lot of things that are maybe up to twice or thrice the price. Yeah, a very, very, very good competition there. But then again, when you talk about technicalities, resolution and stuff, yeah, that's where it's fall short. But well, in the same category, in this price point is great. And you talk about increasing the price to 1 grand. I don't think so, man. Like if it's 1 grand, then they will get
No,
so much
I'm
less
not.
sales. So
I'm not saying that it should be more expensive without upgrading its component. I'm saying is that it should
yeah,
use more quality components instead of that blown ass DD. So imagine you have a Fostech DD and it's tuned the same. I don't know. Again, I'm not an engineer, so let's say like fucking JP's a miracle worker. He's gonna say, oh, we're gonna do some Fostech DD. It's gonna have good texture, the same amount of tuning, and we're just gonna make it 1K because we put a Fostech DD on there, right? And I would much rather. You know what? If it is that, I honestly think it's a good IEM. But
all right.
as of now, I wouldn't buy it.
Okay,
I wouldn't buy it.
I get you, I get you. So it's like, I mean, I don't think it's just for stack DD. I think like if they can get a Custune DD or any good DD for that matter.
Isn't the Custom TD even more expensive?
Well, I'm just saying in general, any good
Something
DD.
that's not some shit Chi-Fi DD. Yeah, I agree with you. Japanese, think Japanese DD, please. Those are lovely.
Yeah, Coastus are some of the most expensive DDs on the
Yeah,
market.
they're really not that expensive. Like in the realm of things.
No, it's in terms of their cost price.
Oh yeah, they do, but they are very lovely. Anthony, can you get rid of that that VX graphic on the thing, please, before I murder you?
I'm just giving a visual representation of what you're talking about.
I don't think you want to give visual representation with my dick up your ass.
This is for viewers who don't understand what he's talking about. There's this little extra lack of peanut compensation for the QDC.
The cuties do not lack peanut compensation. You are the one that's lacking peanut. Okay, your peanut, and you as a person, your peanut is subpart. Okay, no, I can acknowledge the fact that it's probably not the best tune IEM, and I said it before. VX is not the best tune IEM, but if you want a pleasant tuning, you wouldn't buy the VX. You buy it because it has good resolution. Just like the opposite, you wouldn't buy the Clairvoyance, you wouldn't buy the Twins for resolution. You will buy it for its pleasant tuning. So you have to decide as a person what you value more, technicality or tonality. So yeah, that's the topic. I don't know why you have to make a big fucking VX graphic with its little, it hurts my feelings, man. It hurts my feelings.
Anyone
Taste of
who
your own
wants
medicine.
above the Twins technicalities, they wouldn't go for the Twins. You're right.
I mean, it
I don't
isn't
think
really
it's
bad.
I don't think its technicalities are that bad.
But
they're not
you,
bad.
Besides,
they're very base focused.
besides the base, I mean, yeah, the lack of base texture and layering, but outside of
But why
that,
would you have a hybrid? Isn't that the only reason you would have a hybrid? Because you have DD base, but it has awful, right?
yeah, but again,
Imagine
it's
if you're
it's still the quantity is there, which is it's not like it's horribly smeared or anything. It's just not at top
no,
of the
it's
line
horribly
flagship price.
smeared. I'm not saying no, it is horribly smeared.
That's the first thing. I put it in my ears and I put it out in like a con. Like, is it me or is the bass is bad? That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah, it's quite
Like-
audible.
Yeah, it's not. We're not exaggerating. It's pretty again, as I said, there's not a lot of cheap hybrids out there. This is the best you can get if you're poor.
Oh, I'm comparing it to its price range. I'm saying it's not flagship level quality in that area, but for its price, it's not too bad.
Sorry, Anthony, I don't have that empathy to. I don't have the empathetic soul that you have with people who are less fortunate than I.
But I'm with N for this. Like, for whatever it is, well, there's so much you can complain if price is in a consideration, right? Like, I'm being critical here and pointing out all the flaws because we're not.
Kenneth. Only poor people complain about price.
I know your stance, on this, Rush. I'm just saying that I am pointing out the flaws because, yeah.
You have shit, Ken. Have you heard of KRDF? Have you heard
No,
of
I
KREF?
am pointing out the flaws,
Have
like
you heard of
regardless
KREF?
of the price. I didn't care about the price when I find out flaws, right?
Have you heard of KREF?
Yes.
Do you like the based on the KREF? It's not that great, right?
Yeah.
But it's still.
Yes.
Would you just think to yourself, if KREF would the base switch turn all the way up, you put that on the Clairvoyance or Monarch since you prefer that. Would you pay the KREF price for the Monarch, which is 1.5 grand?
No.
So
No.
what?
No.
I would.
Not even close.
What? What do you mean? It's great.
No.
I think the Monarch is well, the Clairvoyance is great if it has base texture.
No, I wouldn't pay so much for not enough resolution. No.
No, the KRF have great base resolution. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about like if I'm only changing the base of the twins and then you up it to 1.5 grand. No way I'm gonna pay that for the rest of the resolution across the spectrum.
Okay, let's just remind the audience Ken is not the most wealthiest member out of the co-hosts. You know what? I will much. You know what? I'm okay with it. I'm not. I think for hybrid, I don't have such a needy. I'm not a needy bitch. Like Ken. When it comes to like, cause you know, cause when I listen to my Z1R, I have to tell myself it's a hybrid. It doesn't have the best resolution. So I think like maybe not 1.5, maybe like $1,000. How about that? How about that, Ken? Would you pay $1,000 if it has base texture?
That's something more fair, I guess.
Yeah. So how about this? If it, so it costing about $300 more. You would much. I will much willing to pay for it if you know, I don't mind it being more expensive. I just wanted to have better quality. Like that's the only thing I want, honestly, from whatever.
Which is what you mentioned earlier about your 1K increase. You just wanted the base texture to be fixed.
Yeah, I do. Because
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
What's a hybrid without good base, right? Like, you know.
Hey, here's
that's
that.
kind of its.
Solaris.
God damn it.
Here's a question. What do you guys think of the S8 from Moondrop? Similar price. Probably.
I heard the A8. It was pretty mid-fi. I don't care. Ken likes the S. Oh no, Korn loves the S8. Ooh.
No, I don't love it.
With the S8, I think is decently good. Other than being shouty.
Yeah, it's really quite shouty.
Which one would you
It's
prefer?
very. It has good technicalities.
Yeah, like its technicalities are pretty damn solid. Like I'll put it on the same level as Monarch in terms of the technical like aspect. But its tone.
Would you prefer that over the Monarch though? Or the Clairvoyance?
I don't know.
Different price, right?
I feel that Monarch is just a little less shouty, so it's Monarch for me, I guess.
Oh wow.
It's less shouty than a Monarch. Or sorry, it's more shouty than a Monarch.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's a lot more, and
Yeah.
they are both a lot more shouty. But
I think it
they
peaks
are
at around
they're
price, right? Does Harman peak at 2K?
3.
Oh, 3?
Yeah, it's
Really?
3.
No. Most people do not like picking at 2 point something K. They like 3. Like I'm the outlier.
You know what? I do prefer the 2.5. You know, I do like the 2.5.
Okay, you and I are the outlier.
Is Odin at 2?
You know what? I also enjoy peaking at 2K, so there's that. So the earliest, the better.
Ugh.
Not below 2K. Below 2K is bad.
No, 2K
Yeah.
is 2K is right on the money. 10
Yeah.
dB at 2K.
Yeah,
love
1082K.
Cool.
Campfire
1.5K.
Gross.
that. FW10K, the preferred tuning of Rush. Best IEM. JVC, if you're listening, please send me a free
That's
FW10K.
disgusting.
Dude,
You should best buy one.
You know what, Anthony? You never heard it? It's oh my god, the best weeaboo IEM ever made.
Yeah, I don't
Come
listen
on,
to
what
that.
do you say just now?
As in, Rush should just buy it if you like it so much.
Well,
Oh.
somebody buy my major first.
I know, sick of you
I'm
complaining
also-
about it.
My major?
Just-
You can buy it.
No, I'm sick of you talking about the JVC and not owning it.
And I'm sick about you talking about the mess without paying for it. So I guess we're on the same boat, right? Yeah, you walked into that one, didn't you, huh?
Sure.
And here I am promising Tyler would be nice, but what got sidetracked? SA versus Clairvoyance and Monarch, I guess.
Ken's turn.
For the Singapore.
AAS, I guess, because like some people prefer the AM, but I
No,
guess
no,
they are twins.
not some people. What you prefer?
Well, technicalities, I would say the S8 does have an edge, but it's very shouty. So overall, I will take the twins.
Yeah. I mean, you have to keep in mind that SA is old.
What? I'm not that old.
The SA, not you.
Oh,
And yes,
oh.
you're old.
S8's
I know
only,
you're about to.
S8's only like a year old, or a year and a half old.
That's like 50 years in IEM 8 like years. You know.
P5 1 year is very old. No, they have one new model every month.
Yeah, you get a new model every 6 months. Holy shit!
It's still the current model, isn't it?
Well, how about this? We just got around to review the Clairvoyance and Monarch, and that's not even their new IEM anymore.
It's true.
Yeah.
I get the Legacy 5
See?
I think on Monday. By the way.
I don't think I care. I don't think I give a shit. So yeah. Because isn't that the baby JP IEM?
Yeah, I think it's actually like Monarch base and Clairvoyance-ish mids in trouble, so it might be what I like.
That's the wrong configuration, first of all. So yeah, I don't care. Yeah, but anything else? Since I'm not a host anymore,
Hey, can we talk about the ESTs? What do you guys think about that, or could you even decipher if it's there or not?
Yeah, it's whatever. It's like it's BA. It's BA.
I feel like it's not a problem. Like it is only detrimental when there's not much, like there's insufficient like upper treble, but in this case it's enough, it's fine. So I don't have any like problems with the ESTs within the Monarch and the Clairvoyance.
I think the EST implementation is very similar to the Dawn, where it plays something, it plays enough, just about enough, but not that much.
Wait. Have you tried that, covering the holes on the Monarch? Does it actually have any treble?
No, I didn't. I cannot remember if it's a mesh. If it's a mesh, I think it's a
Yeah,
mesh.
it's a mesh.
Yeah.
You can't
It's a mesh.
unless you
They
take it out.
couldn't figure it out. They know people like me will measure it. So they blocked it with a mesh nozzle.
Well, I'm sure you'll find a way. Just dissect Critical's IEM.
Use a tweezer.
Critical doesn't like it anyways. You got it for free. Just
Did he-
take it apart.
Did JP tune it to have the EST stand out though, and cut off the BA there, or did he not? Or I guess you can
Question
find
for
out
next
next
week.
week. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
question.
well, stay tuned. Don't. That's
The
that's.
ESTs they
Spoiler.
aren't bad. They are okay implementation. They are okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're
So-
anything special. I don't think they really stand out. They're not like a wow factor. I think in terms of resolution, like it's fine in the upper range, and the vocal is okay, and the bass is really bad. So definitely not something you would like if you prefer something technical. As I say once and once again. But it is pleasant.
Hey, a different question from me. This is not sound related, but what do you guys think about the fit? Because it is probably one of the largest IEMs I've ever seen.
You're a
Yeah, it
fucking
fits me
you're
great.
yeah. If
I
you're
will-
if
I
it's
mean,
great.
it fits me
Yeah,
fine,
it's be great.
but yeah, I know a lot of people complain
And-
because it's really big.
And how about this? I'll say this. It doesn't have driver flex. Unlike some other IEM, which is also big and also fits me really great, it does not have driver flex. So imagine this: something that costs half as much does not have driver flex compared to the IEM that I will not name, which has driver flex.
I mean,
Which-
like
Yeah, which annoys the fuck out of me. You know what? It's annoying. Driver flex is annoying. It freaks me out. Hearing the DD physically creak, I'm like, oh. Every time I put it in my ears, no. Not a big fan. It does not have driver flex, which is lovely.
you guys don't get driver flex at all with the
Sci-fi
twins.
hybrid? Lovely.
What'd you say? What'd you say,
No.
Ken?
You guys don't get driver flex at all with the twins?
I didn't.
No.
I don't recall having any.
Yeah, no.
Okay. I thought I had when I very, very early, but it was like it's very hard to replicate. But yeah. But I
Yeah,
didn't get flex
It's
MEST.
not super like again. And if people who don't like I know how to shove an IEM into my ears, like
Yeah, experienced.
experience. I have Z1R. I literally know how to shove it in my ears. I know what a good I know how deep it goes and I know how far it goes.
So
Just
other
not
than
from behind,
Rush, does MEST flex for you guys?
Oh, it flexed hardcore for me, MEST.
No.
Every time I put it in, that's how I know I have an optimal fit from MEST because it flexes. I'm like, oh, I heard a creak. I guess it's sealed.
I can't remember if I have driver flex from MEST.
Imagine paying $2.5 grand for an IEM that has driver flex. That gives me like Oriella's flashbacks. I'm like, oh, no thanks. Like, clearly don't know how to do a vent here. So props to Linsoul and Thieaudio. No driver flex for your IEM that's cost half as much. That's a good thing. I mean, not to say that driver flex really affects the longevity of a DD. It's like an ADHD thing for me, pretty much.
So back to Anne's question, I think it's a bit big. I don't like universal fit to start with, but I don't think it's bad in general. But it can be a bit tight for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's. But you know what? It's not the same tightness that you would get with the Z1R because the Z1R have a very long stem.
Yeah.
So you need to fit it very deep into your ears.
Plus
That
it's
has
heavy.
a relatively short stem, so you just need to have a bigger outer ears for it to not be like annoying to you.
Yeah. Plus the Z1R is very heavy. So.
I mean, that too, yeah. Z1R is very heavy.
I think that the twin shell shape is okay. It's okay. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not like Z1R level of
Yeah.
annoying, definitely.
When I first got it, I actually had a similar pain I had with even the 2020 Solaris because it's very long or wide, I guess. So it does hit my back of my outer ear and kind of pinches it. But I think playing around with tips and helped a little bit. But it does stick out quite a bit.
Fragile ear, that's not very big.
Yeah.
Of course, if you compare with the better universal like Vision Ears and QDC, then yeah, then the fit sucks.
Yeah.
But in general, it's okay. It's okay. I think it's not that bad.
And the last point, and we're winding down to the end of the podcast. And here's I'm gonna shit talk. Save the worst for last, right? I think these are great IEMs. I don't think I have, like, considering the price, I don't think I have too much bad things to say about it. Consider with the price into consideration. But the biggest thing I can say about it is because I really feel like from outsider perspective, again, I don't know, I don't work with Linsoul or any of that shit. They don't tell me anything about it. They just send me the IEM. I feel like they're very ill prepared with its launch, with these two IEMs launch. I feel like they are having a hard time keeping up with the demand and having some really bad quality control issues with their IEMs. Cause Anthony got them, and his first Clairvoyance that he got was very mismatched.
I think the BA
And
broke on it.
Yeah, and then Critical had the same problem with his Monarch when he got his. So you can say sample size bias, but when you're sending out your review unit to reviewers, you cannot even control your quality. What is there to say about the units that they send to other people who are not reviewers who did not have a measuring rig? So I mean, that's honestly a concern for me or anybody else who's watching, like, because it's just. And they're supposed to have CIEM version of these IEMs, but they're very delayed, and they haven't really got around to. I feel like they don't have the manufacturing capacity to keep up with the demands, and they're trying to really rush, no pun intended, these products into the market without doing a a quality control on their product, which is
So
a very typical Chinese problem, by the way.
yeah, I think they from what I've gathered from talking to some of the people in their forum and the Discord forum, it seems like they are taking more time, which is part of the reason why I think orders are giving people 3-week lead times, is because they're doing a little bit more quality control. So I think they're trying to fix that, but the problem there is, like you mentioned, is they're not meeting up to demand right now.
Right. So like I mean, yeah, given the base as bad as it is, the biggest downfall of it being the IEM is that it's tri-fi, because they're ill prepared. Like, it's just logistic nightmare because people have
Rush.
a business degree for a good reason.
Rush. So
Yes.
I think there's a different thing now. Like the Monarch with Kryn is a different tuning that perfectly match, right? And the Clairvoyance with N is two different IEMs in left and right.
Yeah,
Similar
but
to
that's QC. That's quality control issues. It all contributes to the quality control issue, right?
Yeah, I think that the reason was one or two of the BAs failed on the, and for whatever reason they failed.
So here's the problem. When you have poor quality control, you are giving people less subpar IEMs who are either mismatched or are not the intended tuning. And then when you are not projected, like when your projected sales is way under your actual sales, you are failed to keeping up with the demand. That's literally a business issue that they have a business which is great. You know why? Because I'd rather a company having business issues than engineering issues like CFA, right? So yeah, but like it sucks because now that you want these IEMs and you can't get it, and when you get it, it might not be what you have gotten. So it's like tri-fi problem, man. Like, it's like, fuck, that sucks, man. It sucks. It really
Legacy
sucks.
3 too, right? Like Legacy 3 also, I measured left and right, the two different IEMs. I don't think any BA is faulty in that, and not just one person. I mean, there are lots of story of that, and got the same thing as well. So the Clairvoyance is that he got for his review is the same thing. Is he's getting the whole Legacy 3 story all over again. But I guess the good news is it seems that they are slowing down the production to do better check. So
I posted.
I give them credit for that.
Yeah, I posted the Clairvoyance that I got the second time around on the screen here. That's the one that Rush is listening to. It's a perfect, like, probably the most perfect match I've ever seen of any IEMs I've ever measured before.
They better because I said you a broken unit before.
Yeah, it's true.
Imagine
So hopefully they're taking these lessons and moving forward with better.
Telling traffic to learn their lessons is not a lesson that they learn. First of all. I am nothing but racist against Chinese people, by the way. Hate them.
Well, back to the topic. It is scary, isn't it? Like you mentioned, Rush. Like, if they have no access to mics, they have no access to anyone who has a mic, then they wouldn't know what tuning they're getting, because
when it comes to like buying things, like uncertainty is the biggest fear of anybody. So are they a good deal? Are they great IEMs? Yeah, they're fucking wonderful. Are you playing the tri-fi lottery? Fuck yeah, you're playing the tri-fi lottery.
Well, we're seeing that same issue across other brands too that aren't just tri-fi. So we don't.
Hey. Just because everybody else have the same issue does not mean I cannot criticize it.
No, I know, but you're kind of generalizing it. That's tri-fi. We do know about the story of a Portland company.
No, but I hate Chinese people. So what's I'm racist.
All right, fine.
Yeah. So
do you guys hear about the story where
it's like back? Sorry, Con.
Sorry. Do you hear about a story where there was this guy on Reddit? He was talking about like, I'm gonna review the Thieaudio Monarch.
Oh, yeah.
And then he actually got the Clairvoyance, and then he was like, the Monarch is so well tuned. And then everyone on the comment section was like, dude, you got the Clairvoyance, not the Monarch.
What
Yeah,
what
that
do
was
you
a
think
little,
happened there?
that was a little interesting
I would
because his comments,
I would like to think he know what he ordered. They just sent him a different pair.
well,
Box
from
was correct description. The box was correct description.
the sound
That's-
that he mentioned sounded correct too. I think maybe they just put the wrong faceplate on.
What?
It's really hard to say. Like
Yeah.
We won't know until you
Yeah.
measure it.
yeah. I mean,
So
as much as I hate to say it, you can't rely on a so-called consumer to differentiate between two different base curves, right?
Yeah, I was actually really surprised that they didn't label, or brand the IEM shells. Because when I had both of them, I didn't at first I didn't remember which one was which, and the only way
Yeah,
you can tell is like the little light, the little orange tint to one of them. I had to go look it up online to figure out which one I had.
But no, the other thing is that Thieaudio logo looks like absolutely nasty. So I would much rather have it without.
Well,
the
I'm
logo.
just saying. I'm just saying. Put,
Yeah, I know,
put
yeah.
Monarch or Clairvoyance on the back of the IEM or something.
Yeah, I have both of them with me right now, and I do have to kind of shine the light over to see the orange, see which IEM I'm not supposed to listen to. Yeah, orange is no, orange bad.
Orange is good for EDM.
No,
We-
no.
when you're buying a blonde or whatever, and it's a lottery game, I guess it's not that great, but it's fine because it's cheap, right? But this is not exactly that cheap for lottery, so.
I mean, I don't know, man. I hope they can address that issue in the future, but as of now,
I know JP said that they were going to start including measurements of every package, but I don't know if that's actually happening or not.
that's a lot of work to do. I don't think that's something they can do. You can just pretend like they include measurements in a package when the measurements all the same. Yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah, you could fake it,
I
I
try
guess.
to as far as I can throw them. There's that. And I don't throw really far.
I mean,
But-
I don't know, measurements are not given by a lot of earphone manufacturers to start with. I mean, they have to measure serial number and sign off by the engineer. I get that for my mic, so I'm happy.
Hey, you know what? But we're reviewer of IEM, not their business, obviously. So you know what? The IEM's great if you get a good one. If not, then sucks for you, bro. Whether or not you like to take that gamble, it's up to you. How much is $700 worth for you? Well, for me, I wish it was more expensive, so they do a better job. But for you, if you want to play if you're into the tri-fi market, you're already into the tri-fi lottery, so you might as well play this one. Whatever, I don't give a shit.
Okay, couple questions. Actually, there's a whole bunch of
Couple
questions. Did any of you guys try impedance adapters?
Ooh,
Yeah, of course.
What was that?
Of course. More impedance, more bass, and more shitty texture bass. Yes.
I tried it on my Concube XLR with the Monarch. I prefer the XLR on the Monarch. And Ken's gonna give me shit for that. Because it
I don't know. We have to measure it. I don't know. I don't know what you're hearing, so I can't say anything about it.
It does sound very neutral.
I didn't actually try the impedance adapters, unfortunately.
I don't know the impedance on my XLRS, but it does sound like the bass roll off does play very nice with that X's subways on.
I think it's probably
I
100. I think it's probably like 100 ohms or something.
It isn't.
The problem with XLR is weird because I don't think it's just hype. There's some funky roll off going on.
Yeah, there's some funky roll off. I do like the roll off when it comes to something with so much subways, though. That's kind of lovely.
Why does Korn love Declares?
Because it's the better tuning. Like why?
You're
the
not
correct
Korn.
answer.
You're not
It's
Korn.
why.
Let Korn
Yeah,
answer.
I mean, if you know me
Do you
well,
try-
sorry.
Do you try the impedance adapter?
Oh no, I didn't bother trying. Yeah,
So it's
I mean,
only-
yeah, I just tried the stock tuning, but the reason why I love Claire is that it is very well tuned, with little to no flaws, but it doesn't really does anything like exceptional. But for what it is, I think it's pretty exceptionally tuned compared to the rest of the industry. It is leagues ahead of most things out there in terms of tuning.
For the first time in my life, I agree with Korn.
No. Con got it right because there's so many garbage in the market, right? So
Yeah, it's just filled with I wouldn't say garbage, but a lot of mediocrity, you know.
Yeah, and in terms of tuning, the clairvoyance is definitely exceptional. Thank you, critical. Thanks, critical.
It's really similar to the U12T graph too. I'll just put that.
Yeah,
out
except
there.
that you told us you have the wrong base presentation.
I would say it's even better than U12T in terms of tone.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Can you-
U12T is a bit too subdued with the like the lower treble.
That's true. That is true.
No, I agree. Both the twins have a better tone than U12T, but U12T has better technicality. So
Well, I mean, if you want better technology, you will buy something else, not the U12T. But well, whatever. There's no reason to buy U12T anymore.
Okay.
Cut by IEM 1/3 the price.
Next question.
Next question.
Are there any hybrids or tribrids that match the resolution of some of the best all BAs?
The IERZ1R.
And the
That's it.
mest. And the mest.
Shut the fuck up. That shit is low res as fuck. It's totally
and
unbalanced.
Alliator,
No peanut gain. It's fucked up. That shit is disgusting.
the Elysian flagship.
There you go. Nobody heard that before, so you can talk to yourself on
Yeah,
that.
it's hard to talk about it.
Next question.
I
Dawn
don't
or
think
Claire?
people should
Dawn or
compare
Claire?
the BA resolution versus hybrid, because the inherently BA will have better resolution because they don't have to worry about a lot of different things such as crossover and coherency, and I feel like in a way the coherency plays a way in resolution because your brain really fucks it up, because like when something sounds incoherent you would like to think that it's lower res. That's what I want to say about that. So when you have a hybrid and when you have a full BA lineup, you have to like remind yourself that you're listening to a hybrid, so you are losing a little bit of resolution and you're losing a little bit of coherency. That's just how that's physics. You can't get away from it. So if anything, you can't like define physics. You can't like defy physics. Something that you have to live with. Just what it is.
You can have back on receive a multi BA too.
Or don't be poor, and don't be poor. Just like me, have VX and Z1R. Best BA, best hybrid, best everything.
U12T is the
solution,
best BA, by the way. Next
But not
question.
the best tuning.
Yeah. It's like
Raj doesn't care about tuning. Con, he doesn't.
it's
care
like
about
C
tuning.
minus
about tuning.
C minus tuning. Dawn or Claire?
Claire, I've said it so many times. Clairvoyance. It's the correct driver configuration. It does not have any technicality issues of the Dawn. It's just overall better. There is no reason. I'm saying it once. I'll say it again. Sorry, critical, but there is no reason for people to buy your IEM when Clairvoyance is on the market.
All right.
For half the price.
How about Corn?
No. Okay. Yes or no? Yes or no question for everybody here. I know it's been a long time since we heard the Dawn. Clairvoyance is the overall better IEM than the Dawn, regardless of the price.
Yes, Corn. Answer.
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Ken?
No?
You're
That-
fired, Ken.
Why do you like it? Why do you like it? Why do you like the mess more than the Claire?
Mess. No, Dawn.
Sorry. Why do you like the Dawn more than the Claire? Sorry, I'm reading these chats right now.
Jeez, thanks. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, if you talk about like overall, then I think Dawn is a better all rounder. The
What?
flaw
Than the Claire?
the flaw in the base can be quite jarring.
For the Clairvoyance, you're
Like-
saying, or the Dawn?
The Monarch.
Oh, Monarch.
Like, okay, I mean the twins, right? The DD base. So it's like I'm getting DD base, but I'm not getting DD base. If you know what I mean.
Okay, rank the three. Rank the three?
I mean, I just updated my ranking list. I downgraded a whole bunch of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
including the twins, to A
Kenneth,
minus.
I need you. This is something I need you to do, right, Kenneth? Are you listening to me, Kenneth? Okay. I
I'm
want
not
you.
gonna.
Okay, this is what I want you to do, alright, Kenneth? I want you to reach near your face and please take Critical's cock out of your mouth. No, like I honestly like I think it's a natural progression. If you say Fearless made the Clairvoyance and the Monarch, I would say it's a natural progression over the Fearless Dawn. And it costs half as much, and you know, even regardless of price, and I find ironic that here you are being a DD base lover that you would prefer the Dawn base over the Clairvoyance base. That I just find that ridiculous. So
Although Dawn is not, you know, like good in a certain few areas that the twins are better at, but they're not offensive. Like it doesn't offend me, you know. Whereas the twins, when it doesn't offend. But when it offends, like what's up with my base?
well, obviously, Critical's cock does not offend you a lot, and some would say you will find his dick very pleasant. Because you are really sucking in it right now. Don't try to save that failure of a project. It's just, you know, whatever. No, nobody should buy the Dawn when Clairvoyance is the thing. That's the unfortunate fact.
Yeah, you just say price not an issue, right?
Yeah, it's not, but
I mean,
it's
of course,
not.
with price in the consideration, then it's otherwise. You know, like price not in consideration, just complete package. Then yeah.
Okay, whatever. Next question. We have any more questions, or we're done here?
I don't get to answer it. Fine.
No, you don't. You ask the questions.
No. And answer the question.
No, we don't want his opinion. His opinion is Messa's better. That's all we know. I answer.
No, I like the Clairvoyance over the Dawn as well, because it has better imaging and soundstage.
I think Anthony is right for the first time in his life. That I think that
That's a big deal for me.
No, the staging is really fucking fucked up on Dawn. Like, it's really annoying. So while Ken find the DD base annoying on the Clairvoyance, I really find the staging really fucking annoying on Dawn.
That is a big, like, I don't need like it to be like wide or anything, but I need it to be deep. And if it's all forward, then that's not good for me at all. And unfortunately, that's what the Dawn is.
Anthony likes it forward and deep.
Yep, I like it deep.
So yeah,
it's a fair trade, I guess, for those folks who prefer the DD base and doesn't want that the soundstage or imaging issue with Dawn, then you got it.
Oh,
you know what? As Chi-Fi is, it's all about preference. You will never be happy with your life when you buy a Chi-Fi, unless you buy the QTC Enola VX, sponsored by QTC.
I got a good question for Corn here. Do you prefer the EJ07?
What the fuck? Can I skip this question?
Also, ST7 and Tri Starlight. I don't know what those are, but
I've no idea what those are.
What are the options?
What's that?
EJ07 and what ST7? I've not heard that. What Tri Starlight? What's that?
I don't know what that is here. So let's talk. Do you like the EJ07 or
EJ07 is like Pepega, dude. It's like 846 level.
Did you not get in trouble for shitting on EJ07 once before?
I don't like it at all.
EJ07 is mediocre C at its best.
EJ07 costs more
I don't understand why it's so hyped, but
terrible tension.
It costs more too, right?
It's shower.
It sounds like the treble is like the tweeter is like damaged.
So bad.
Hey, no more dumb questions, okay? God damn it, Anthony.
Hey,
I can't believe you're making fun of our reviewers like that.
I'm not making fun of the reviewers. I'm asking questions from the audience.
No, yeah, you're making fun of the audience by asking their audience stupid questions. All right, this is the end of the show. I would say this is the boring of the two shows. Please join us same time next week, where we talk with the creator, collaborator, big sucker, sad Korean man who worked on the twins of Thieaudio, and we can talk to him about the technical side and how he started working with Linsoul and how he just like the beginning, middle, and the end of the project. And you guys can come in, and if you guys want to ask any non-stupid question, to the man behind the twins, you can ask those questions, and we can, you know, get those answered. So yeah. So this is the boring episode. But please do tune in next week for the more exciting episodes where I tell John Park and ask him whose dick he's sucking instead of Anthony. So yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching. And
Smash the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
yes, whatever Corn said.
Hit the bell, subscribe, like, and whatever.
Can we please not do that? It's fucking disgusting.
Click on the affiliate links at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Can you link Tyler's podcast with me? I don't know.
Yeah, I can.
I guess you should.
We get paid by Tyler's show.
Yeah, we should. People should go. If you have nothing to do, if you think Rush once a week Rush is not enough for you, I did another podcast with Tyler, so you can have Rush twice a week.
The cringiest show ever.
Where I call Anthony a whore for literally 30, like not kidding. Where I compare Anthony to a prostitute for about 35 minutes. I do like that podcast, by the way. So yeah, that's the end of the show. Go watch the other podcast with Tyler and I. That was a fun one.
Okay, I'm ending it.
Alright, ending it. I need to go take a piss.